Hi, today we're going to start. I'm going to show a little bit of my mobility stuff, my lower and upper body stretching for my mobility. I never used to do it a whole lot, but as I got older, I realized if I want to move and be able to keep competing and doing the things I like to do, that I was going to have to get a little bit more flexible. So I started learning, and I've gone through a lot of stuff. So most of the stretches I hold for about 30 seconds. I'm not going to do that today just to show them. I'll hold them a little bit shorter. I'll go through the whole thing. Again, welcome back to Power Cave Training. And if you like what you see, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with people. So the things I'm going to use today is I've got my mat, I've got my yoga strap. I don't do yoga, but I use the yoga strap. So I'm barefoot. I like to stretch with my bare feet, and I'll show stuff both directions a little bit. So first one we're going to do is just a knee stretch, and I'll do this. I'll kind of just come out nice and far, 2 or 3 good long ones. And then I'm going to take my knee and drive around. Just open up the hip a little bit. Now with these, I can also move my foot out and go out to the side, stretch the groin a little bit more, I can do that. So there's not just one limited to the front, but today I'm going to stay to the front. Same thing here, so we're going to pull it in. A little stretching here, get that groin moving and hips moving a little bit. All right, then we're going to go to the side, a little hamstring stretch. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to sit down, sit into that. Toes should be up and coming back towards you. That stretches this a lot more than if you let it flat or tip to the side. When you're just up and pulling towards you, it hurts a little bit more because it stretches a little bit more. I'm going to hold that for a little bit. We'll go to the other side. And we're going to do just the front, kind of a toe touch, kind of a stretch here. Again, bending your knees makes it a lot easier. Leaning too much with your rounding your back makes it a lot easier to hit. Kind of a semi-round back, as straight as we can. Again, your size of your body, your anatomy makes a little bit of this stuff different for every person. I use my strap for this one because I have trouble holding down this circular stretch, so I like to come in here and then just pull forward on that. Try to keep my legs as flat as I can. And go to the other side. We're going to do a stretch on our knees. We're going to do of course, a cat stretch. And this is actually good for my wrists too, because my wrists tend to get a little bit tight now. So if I come up there and really push that up. And slide into kind of a dog stretch. Then we do a little bit of the thoracic spine stretch, so hands out in front, sit back nice and deep. All right. Then I'm gonna move this way, stretching my feet. I've had a lot of foot problems, especially a couple of years ago. I was doing a lot more walking, a lot of long distance walking. The pad on my foot on my left side was flaring up. I think it turned out to be my toes were a little bit crunched together, and the shoes I was wearing were too small. So now it's a lot better, but I still stretch it a lot. So what we're gonna do is come in here and get on my toes and then sit back and push on them, stretch them back. We're doing the same thing, sitting up. Again, my knees are usually very, very tight. So this is a little bit harder for me than it should be. And I just squatted yesterday, so my knees are a little bit tighter than they normally are. But it does loosen them up. Then we do a single leg toe stretch, so we'll go like this. Come up, get the other side. Now I can do this upright. So I can do this with like just going straight back, or I can lean it over to the side and push them deeper. So now it's a close in stretch now, further away from my body one. And then the same thing on the other side, kind of lean over to the side. This gets a little bit of the knee crunches in there too, so my toes are still getting hit pretty good. Then we're gonna do the thigh, so I'm gonna lay my foot flat and just come in here to the side and let that pop nice and tight here. The other side. When I can, I always try to improve my position, so I'm not just staying in the same spot all the time. Try to make it a little bit harder as I go here. So the next one's going to be pulling the knee up. So I'm going to show it this way. So again, I like to keep this foot down, pull it up. And the other one. And then both of them, I try to pinch my legs tight, make a little tighter the outside of my hips. So I'm gonna hold a little bit tighter. All right, then we're gonna cross one leg over the other. I'm gonna pull this towards me. I'm gonna use my down leg as a helper to pull it up higher. Cross it over. So usually one of the other exercises I'll do is I'll drop this over to the side, touch it, hold it, or this side will look like this. But today I'm going to do it just a little bit different. You use a strap. And we're going to start by pulling the leg straight up and holding that. Again, the differences on this if your foot turns to the outside and up, it's a lot easier. You pull it towards you, keep your knee pretty straight, and turning that foot in a little bit. There's a lot more stretch to the outer hamstring here. Then when I'm done with that, take my opposite hand, pull my leg over, trying to keep my shoulder on the ground and then only take my leg as far as it'll go. And I do a little tugging with the rope, with the strap a little bit here. And then we're going to do the same thing on this foot, so put that on there. Then we're going to pull that over to the side, as far as I can go, keeping the shoulder on the ground. Then doing a kind of a split stretch, which I'm not very good at. Coming here and holding down. So I usually put my feet in here and use the strap to help pull me into position. So try to widen it a little bit wider every time I do it. And then I can just grab these and kind of pull myself into it. And then I'm going to do a side-to-side stretch. I usually set 10 of these, hold it for a 3 or 4 count. Where I can do a lot of it. Shoulder width apart. I can go as wide or as close as I want, but I like my little wider shoulder width. Hands down, and we're just going to both feet rock over, touch. Hold it for a little bit. Both feet go over. This is really a good one for tight frozen hips. Loosens them up. So I usually do 10 of these, back and forth. Then for the ankles, holding the foot right here, doing circles. I do 30 one way usually and 30 the other way. So do 30 this way, and then we do 30 that way. And then back and forth. The other foot. So what we're doing is, what we're looking for is how tight the rest of our leg is. So on top of being able to rotate the ankle, which can be challenging, especially as we get older. But I'm looking for my knee wobbling all over the place. Am I kind of jerking this whole thing? I kind of hold it fairly steady and just let that do the work. So that is how that one goes. The next one's going to be a thigh stretch. I'm going to show 2 ways to do it. So if you're flexible enough, keep it up, down leg straight, grab it and pull it up high as you can. If I have trouble reaching that, or if today I'm really sore, then I'll use a strap because I get a little bit more movement with it. So we just come in here. So I get a lot more torque on it. And then I'll go the other side. The other side is going to do it with my hand. So my right knee is usually my knee that hurts more, so I don't get quite the range of motion that I want to get, but it's still pretty good. So Hold that. Then we're going to switch around again a little bit here. And I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to cross it over again. Both hands on my knee. Pull it over to my other shoulder. Use the down leg for more tension. Go to the other side. And then I show the one where I drop my foot this way. This time we're going to drop the knee to the other side. Still trying to keep the shoulder down. The higher up I go without moving my body. If I try to go up higher and I start doing this, that doesn't do any good. So what I want to do is just kind of put more torque to it. So as I go, I want to just get a little bit higher if I can without rotating too much. Other side, looks like this. And then I like to do the frog stretch, which sometimes I do deep breathing while I'm doing it, but kind of looks like this. Another one I recently added back in, and I probably don't do because I'm not very good at it and I don't like it, but I know I need to do it, is just put the leg underneath, sitting back. And this was a little hard for me because both my knees and my hips aren't really fond of this exercise, but it needs to be done, always under control. So that's usually my morning's routine for stretching. If I don't do it, if I go 3 or 4 days without doing it, I start feeling a lot more knee pain, a lot more knee stiffness, hips that don't work as well. So at least every other day I try to hit this thing. I have someone that I do out here, and I'll show that in another video that I do with my shoes on, using pieces of equipment that also stretch a lot. So we're doing that, and again I have a band video coming out shortly, a lower body band video, and there's all kinds of those we can shoot, but I'm going to start with just one. So hope you like this, and we'll see you next time on Power Cave Training.